Hello, welcome. This is Philip. Today we're going to be doing something different. I wanted to introduce a new segment of the channel, which is called
Questions and Unsolicited Answers with Philip Eikemans.
So basically the premise is I look for random questions on the internet from random people and I answer them unsolicited, hence the name.
Questions and Unsolicited Answers with Philip Eikemans.
So I think it's an interesting way of giving information to some unanswered questions some people might have. And also because I like to answer questions and I have to find a way. So Echo_A asks, how do you usually gauge when an art piece is finished? That's a very good question. In my personal experience, generally speaking, art is never finished. And that's kind of a daunting answer to give, right? But usually for me, my art pieces individually are finished when my personal standard or criteria is met. Simply as that. So what does that mean, right? Whenever I'm working on a piece of art, I usually give myself a goal or like a goal that it has to meet or something I have to learn for that specific art or something I want to do specifically for that art. And if I meet that standard or requirement, for me it's finished. I'm not gonna worry about, oh my God, no. Is it even good enough? I looked at all the other artists and they make much better art. I looked at the art of Da Vinci. He made Mona Lisa and it's the most revered art of all time. How am I ever going to compare to that? That's not what I'm thinking about, right? Did I do what I had to do with that art and did the requirement meet? Then it's good. It's all good. Alleviate yourself from that pressure, right? For different people, it means different kind of things, right? For some people, it means, do I included all the things, narrative elements, for example, that I wanted to include? Then it's finished. For some other people, it might mean, does it meet the quality that I want to achieve for that art? For other people, it might mean, when you're working with a commission, for example, when the client is happy, then it's finished. It means different things for different people, but I personally would say when my goal is met for that specific art at that moment, then it's finished. When I think this topic muddies the water a little bit, is when you're talking about your art journey as a student, right? When you're learning and I personally experienced this a lot during my journey as an art student, trying to learn, is that a lot of times I don't feel like my art necessarily looks finished, or most of the time I don't think it looks good at all. Looking back to it in retrospect, I would say to that is that just for learning purposes, when you're studying, just ask yourself, what is the goal that you're going for when you're studying or learning? And if you do your best doing that at that moment, then I would say it's good enough. And I realized it's not entirely what this question is about, but I would just say, make a specific criteria or goal, whatever it might be, for that art piece that you want to achieve. And don't beat yourself up for it. Just do your best to achieve it, because art is a constant learning journey, right? You're constantly improving, you're constantly learning, and always looking back at your old art is you're always gonna look back like you could have done so much more, right? But that's the whole point. It's about the journey, it's about the process. And when you're truly finished is when you decide when that art piece is finished, because you're always gonna go a step further, and it's about the learning. And that's why you decide for that moment what you want to learn, and you do it your best, and then you go to the next one. That's what it's all about to me. I don't know if that answers the questions at all, but that's all I got. So there you have it. I once again give unsolicited answers to internet's questions, and you're welcome. See ya.